Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. Today we are talking Week 16 game preview of the Lions-Broncos. Over-under in this one is about 38.5, with the Broncos being favored to win by 7. So a low-scoring game in which one team is heavily favored. I think that pretty much sums this up of how I would anticipate it to go. I like the Broncos a lot in this one, and I think the Lions are in a bad spot. So, of players I'd be willing to start this week, Drew Lock in 2 quarterback leagues, Courtland Sutton for sure, Noah Fant, and the Broncos defense all remain very strong plays. Running backs, I would question starting Kerryon Johnson, Phillip Lindsay, Royce Freeman, Kenny Golladay, Danny Amendola, and Tim Patrick. And there's not really any league where I'm starting either David Blough, Scarbrough, Jesse James, or the Lions defense. So we'll start with the away team here. The Lions coming into Denver. David Blough has really looked poor ever since the decent showing against the Bears, in which he really only played well for one half. I think he has the lowest passer rating on the season of quarterbacks with either over 100 attempts. I can't remember the exact threshold, but either way, David Blough has been really bad, and I look for that to continue against a good Denver defense, so don't start David Blough. On the running back side, it's looking like Kerryon is going to end up playing this week, but I highly doubt he gets a full workload. There's no reason for the Lions to risk his long-term health for a game that doesn't matter. Blough isn't giving you too much life in this offense, so there's a very high likelihood of him getting games scripted out. And because the Broncos are above average against the run, I'm not getting cute with this one unless I'm screwed and I have absolutely no option other than Kerryon. But expect a bad performance this week. The wide receiver side, this one is definitely rough. Kenny Golladay couldn't do anything last week with Marvin Jones gone, and now is likely to pull a Chris Harris shadow because Danny Amendola is the only other guy of note in this offense. So with the Broncos defense playing good and the Lions offense looking terrible, I just can't condone risking your fantasy championship on any wide receiver option in Detroit this week. There's no tight end to speak of, and I'm definitely not starting the Lions defense. If they can't score, the other team is going to, and I just don't think that they give you nearly enough upside. On the Broncos side, Drew Lock gets 2 more games to show John Elway that he is their future. This is a great game for him to do just that. The Lions are allowing the 6th most points to the quarterback on the season, so I like Lock in 2 quarterback leagues this week. I think he carries a decent amount of upside in this one. The running backs, this one really sucks. Lindsay is disappointed for 5 weeks in a row, even though he's looked good. And if you have him, you're probably not in the championship because of how much he sucked in the past couple weeks. But if you are, it's not necessarily because of Lindsay getting you there. So I'm pivoting off if I can, and the same thing goes for Royce Freeman. It's a bummer because both of these guys have actually been playing pretty well, but from a fantasy perspective, it's been really poor. So if you have a better option, I'm looking to just avoid this backfield at this point. On the wide receiver side, Drew Lock gets to show Elway what he can do, and he's going to do that by throwing it to his best option in this game. I think Courtland Sutton carries tremendous upside in this one. He's had a couple down weeks now, but I think this is a good rebounding week for him. If you still have Sutton and you're in the championship, this is a good week to play him. Same thing for the tight ends. I like Fant a lot in this one. The Lions are just not very good against wide receivers or tight ends. So I think Drew Lock will be able to get to his best targets, which are Courtland Sutton and Noah Fant. So I like both of those players this week. And I love the Denver defense. There's really not much more to say other than David Blough, who's been committing turnovers left and right. I think Denver's defense is one of the best plays on the week. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please feel free to comment below if you have specific questions for your team heading into this Week 16 championship week. Hope we can help you guys get those fantasy titles. We'll continue to post information this week and then into the off season, help make sure you guys are prepared to do the same thing next year. We want to keep helping you guys win those fantasy titles. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. We will see you in the next video.